Joey, congratulations on being named one of our finalists in this year's Pete Hegener Leadership Awards. Any thoughts on that?
Yes, I'm very humbled by it. I want to thank the EDC board.
You're different from the other two finalists in that you founded and created your own company. Give us a history of St. Lucie Battery Tire.
We started selling used batteries in 1972 out of an old barn as strictly as additional income. It grew from selling used batteries, and eventually in 1976, 77, accidentally got in the tire business. And it really took off from there. You know, at this point, we have 6 locations in St. Lucie County and 10 more in Okeechobee, Palm Beach, Stewart, Hope Sound, and Sebastian.
So 16 altogether, 16. And I think you employ more than 200 people now.
Yes, that's correct. Right now we employ over 200 people in the 16 stores. Yes. My son Doug, he's been the head of the company for close to 10 years, and he's the one that took it from 6 stores to 16. His brother Mickey is his right-hand man. My grandson Evan manages the store in Traditions. My daughter-in-law is the manager of accounts receivable. My head mechanic has been there 35 years. My supervisor of maintenance has been with me for 35 years. I have many employees that have been with me over 25 years.
What do you think the most important thing is in operating a service-based industry?
The most important thing, number one, is always listen to your customer. And that's what makes us good at what we do.
So service is how you compete with the sort of big box
Exactly.
dealers and so on.
Yes.
Describe your leadership style.
I always try to lead by example. If I expect you to be on the job at 7, I will be there for you at 6:30 because I want to set the example. And if we have to work late for one reason or the other, I don't leave at 4 o'clock and let you, as an employee, finish up today.
You also are known under the radar anyway for giving back to the community.
My favorite is the St. Lucie County Fair with the 4-H FFA. I've been involved with them for over 40 years. Till I leave this world, I want to be buying animals at the fair. And I also really have enjoyed being part of the Sunrise Theater. I think it's a great asset to downtown Fort Pierce and the city.
Many successful business people have a mentor, somebody in their past to encourage them.
Yes.
Do you have a mentor that
Yes.
you can talk about?
Yes, Bud Adams Ranch. He formed a lot of the environmental rules of today's world in Florida. And I just feel like he has given so much to this community.
Joey, where do you see St. Lucie Battery Tire being in 10 years' time?
I would not be surprised to see us grow to 10 counties. We're already in Palm Beach County, moving around Lake Okeechobee. Our motto, which has been our motto since the early 80s, home of honest, reliable service, is not just a slogan to us, to me. It's a way of how you run your business.
Joey Miller, thank you, and congratulations once again on making the final 3. And I think you certainly will leave that legacy.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Well, Amy, congratulations on being named one of this year's top 3 finalists in the Pete Hegener Leadership Award.
I'm honored and very humbled.
You've been, let me make sure I get this right, Senior Manager for External Affairs at Florida Power & Light for 12 years now. Tell us what that job involves.
That job involves managing all of the governmental relations, community relations, customer relations, and just being responsive to our community and the needs that they might have that involve our company.
You had another career before that, at least one that I know of. We first met at the Stuart News.
I was a reporter and an editor for 8 years on the Treasure Coast, and prior to that in South Florida newspapers.
Going back to FBNL, how has your career contributed to job growth and long-term economic growth, particularly in St. Lucie County, but also on the Treasure Coast as a whole?
Well, FPL is extremely committed to economic development. They know when our communities thrive, businesses thrive, and I serve as the chair of the St. Lucie Economic Development Council, and we've been very bullish about solar, building solar throughout our entire service territory.
I think you were particularly involved in setting up a new program at IRSC, Indian River State College, to do with solar panels.
I worked with Indian River State College and our development team at Florida Power and Light to develop a curriculum at IRSC where they could train people to be solar panel installers, and we chose to focus on veterans first and foremost.
What would you say your greatest accomplishment has been to date?
The sale of the Vero Beach electric system to Florida Power and Light. That was a 10-year effort. It was what the community wanted, and just last year we were able to bring those 35,000 customers into the FPL family and save that community, that county, about $20 million a year.
One of the initiatives you were involved with was the helping pass the sales tax increase last year in St. Lucie County.
I knew that was really important to the community, to all the leaders in the community. That money was going to go for infrastructure within St. Lucie County, and same thing with the tax initiative for our schools that we just recently had, because that's very important too. So I was quite happy to do that.
Describe for us your leadership style.
Persistent, yes, persistent.
Which is embodied in what we've just been talking about.
Yes, I'm persistent in creating win-win opportunities, I would say, or even win-win-win opportunities. And connecting dots and finding a win for everybody. I believe in doing the right thing and treating people with respect.
As we said, working in the community and representing the companies is a large component of your job. So I'm particularly thinking of initiatives like the Spirit of St. Lucie Awards.
Well, I created that award with the United Way of St. Lucie County to recognize businesses that had stepped up to positively contribute to the community, to the United Way, to philanthropy.
Other ones that I noted were St. Lucie Reads program that the Children's Services Council.
Right, they needed some seed money to get that started and to help children read throughout the county, to have mini libraries set up. And so when they approached me, I was very, very happy to be able to support that and get that program off the ground.
Many successful business people got their start or their inspiration from another person, a mentor. Do you have one you'd like to talk about?
I have a couple, I think. I have to say my husband is probably my biggest mentor. You know, throughout his career, he led with so much integrity. And also I would say Pam Rausch, FPL's Vice President for External Affairs and Economic Development. She's empowered me tremendously and showed me how to empower other people, and she's really the epitome of someone who does the right thing.
Amy, thank you for talking to us, and once again, congratulations on being named a finalist for this year's Hegener Leadership Awards.
Thank you,
Thanks
Anthony.
for coming and talking about it.
Such an honor. Thank you.
Thank you. Tammy, congratulations on being named one of the 3 finalists for this year's Pete Hegener Leadership Award.
Thank you.
I don't think it's the first time you've reached this level, but what's your reaction?
I'm humbled. I don't do what I do for recognition, so thank you. I'm humbled.
You are a commercial banker. That's your background. Tell us about your career up to today.
My career started at Barnett Bank in the 90s. In late 2000, I joined De Novo Bank, named Gulfstream Business Bank, which was headquartered in Stuart. And my role as I joined that bank was to build St. Lucie County, literally one relationship at a time. We sold Gulfstream Business Bank about 5 years ago to a bank also headquartered in Florida named CenterState Bank. And I'm proud to now be the only female community president for CenterState Bank.
When the selection committee interviewed you, the main thrust of what they were interested in was the formation of the Treasure Coast Manufacturers Association. How involved were you in meaningful initiatives that support long-term economic growth in the area?
Several of our manufacturers here employ hundreds and hundreds of workforce that all delivers back to St. Lucie County. And they weren't being recognized for that. I saw one of my larger manufacturers actually leave our community and build a facility in another state. We were letting our workforce and our companies leave town because we just weren't paying attention to them.
How's the situation different now? Are manufacturers more valued than they were, say, 5, 10 years ago?
Absolutely. I think our elected officials are recognizing the importance of what the manufacturers bring to the table for our community.
I see the association as having two halves that offer help to manufacturers in finding employees. It also offers a new career path, particularly for students out of high school who don't want to go to college.
So when we started Treasure Coast Manufacturers, we started about 3 years ago. They were concerned that they just weren't getting quality applicants. Doing some research, I think only 40% of the graduating seniors end up going to college, a 4-year college. So what we started to do is took our guidance counselors on tours to our manufacturers so that they could really understand that there are opportunities for their graduating seniors besides going to a 4-year college. Being able to deliver something to them that says, hey, we can help you with this problem is really what TCMA is all about. It's really being a resource for them in any area that will help them be more successful.
Where do you hope the Manufacturers Association is in, let's say, 5 years?
Oh, I would love to have 200 plus members, and I think we're going to need it. We've got some expanding manufacturers here that are always hiring.
How would you describe your leadership style? I remember you saying during your interview with the selection committee that I like projects,
right,
referring to people, and I'm famous for hiring people who need a little extra.
I look deeper into somebody than a resume. I have a reputation of not necessarily hiring the one with the most qualifications, but the one that I see the most potential in.
Is there anybody in your life who is a key mentor, and what did they advise you and what did they teach you?
The guys who started the Gulfstream Business Bank, and what a brave move it was for them to start this de novo bank in a time when it was a little bit of a challenge, and then we worked through the downturn. And I think, my daughter has been a mentor. She was a young mother who clawed her way through school to finish nursing school to become a trauma RN. At the end of the day, I just want to be a good person. I just want to do the right thing for people, and in the end, you win.
Tammy, you certainly seem on the way to doing that. Congratulations once again
Thank you
on being named a finalist for this year's Pete Hegener Leadership Award.
Thank you.